I'm Kim Wiley, and this is Thad, and we're getting bolder. And today I'm going to be talking about walking. So let's get going, Thad.
When I was 65, I lost about 50 pounds and I've kept it off ever since. And one of the ways that I've done that is so simple. It's walking for 10 or 15 minutes after meals. Now, I'm not going to kid you. I don't walk after every meal, but I do try really hard to walk after at least 2 meals a day. It's usually breakfast and dinner. And the benefits for that small investment of time are really just incredible. And we're not talking an arm pumping power walk. That's a different category. That's cardio. We're talking about something that you do in addition to cardio, kind of a auxiliary type of walking. People used to walk all the time. I mean, they used to move more. So this is just adding kind of additional movement to your day. And the math of it is really interesting. The benefits of 10 to 15 minute walks actually can be greater than doing it all together and doing one 30 to 40-minute walk. Here's why. After we eat, our blood sugar naturally rises. That's just normal. Food enters our system, blood sugar goes up, glucose goes to work. And that's fine, that's great, normal. But the question becomes, how high does it go? How long does it stay elevated? And does it spike in a dramatic fashion that's going to be followed by a crash? You don't want that. Walking, movement, moderate movement after eating begins to let your blood sugar gradually come down of its own accord. You begin to go slightly lower back into whatever your normal range is. Now, the benefits of that for weight loss is that you're limiting the amount of time that you're spending in sugar burn, i.e., carb burn, and you're getting back a little quicker into fat burn, which is, if you're trying to lose or maintain weight loss, that's really what you want to do is get out of carb burn and back into fat burn reasonably fast after a meal. Moderate walking can help you get there. And if you do it 3 times a day, then you've lowered your blood sugar 3 times a day. But there are a lot of other benefits to an after meal walk too. It lowers inflammation, it can reduce your blood pressure, it can reduce your cortisol levels. It just kind of calms you down and chills you out. It aids your digestion. If you're one of those people that has kind of a nervous, anxious tummy, or you bloat after a meal or something like that, a walk can go a long way towards correcting that too. And it also, I think, kind of signals the end of the meal. If you're an after dinner grazer, one of the benefits of taking a walk is that you simply kind of signal to your mind, dinner's over. I've walked now. I've kind of gone into a different stage of the night. So that can be good too, because it kind of puts a period at the end of the eating sentence to take that walk. I got onto walking as a means of weight loss completely accidentally, and it happened during COVID. Like everybody else, I was stuck in my apartment. I had absolutely nothing to do but stew and worry and fret and pace. I did have one thing going for me. There was a fantastic greenway that backed up to my apartment where I was living then. So I would just go out all the time and just walk and walk and walk. I wasn't thinking weight loss. I was thinking, don't lose your mind. It was completely a coping strategy. And I was walking so much during that period that when I would pick up the leash, Thad, my dog, would absolutely dive behind the couch in terror. We were walking so much that he would give me this look. He'd peek out from behind the couch and give me this sad look like, woman, I don't know what a COVID is, but you have walked my legs to stumps. He was traumatized. But somewhere in the process of walking that greenway, the one place I could be sure I wouldn't meet anybody, I could get at least a change of scenery, I was dropping weight. Now, I think I lost weight, to be completely honest, during COVID for 2 reasons. I wasn't going out to eat. So I wasn't having the caloric bomb of restaurant meals, which are huge, and they always spritz them with olive oil or butter as they leave the kitchen so they'll arrive nice and glistening and tempted. So I was, cooking at home, eating simpler meals. That was part of it. But the walking was definitely part of it too. And the really interesting thing is even after COVID passed, or at least got not as bad, and I went back to working out at a gym and that sort of thing, I still kept walking. Something had changed inside of me. I just was a walker. It had become part of my identity. It wasn't just what I did, it was kind of who I was by then. Now, this is kind of unbelievable because, to put it mildly, I do not come from a background of people who embraced physical activity. My mother had this strange theory that when you were born, you were allocated a certain number of steps, and when they were up, they were up. And she was saving hers. I always had the feeling that if she'd made it to 90, she would have stood up one day and just walked to China, because that woman had been banking steps for decades for some glorious day in the future. But my mother was an Olympian compared to my father. His big thing is he would get in the car and drive to the end of the driveway to get the paper. So I did not come from a group of people that walked recreationally at all. So to embrace it as an image, but I think that's important with any physical change. Not just that you claim the verb like I walk, but that you claim the noun too. I am a walker. It becomes part of your identity. It's not just what you do, it's who you are. So even after I was going back to the gym and kind of back into normal cardio, I was still walking about 10,000 steps a day, which was kind of the gold standard for walking then. And I went to Miraval. You're going to hear me talk a lot about Miraval on this channel. It's a spa in Arizona where my cousin and I go every year, and we love it. It's been life-changing for me. But obviously I didn't go the year of COVID, so when I showed up the year after I'd lost the weight, the exercise physiologist is a great guy who I dealt with year after year after year. And he saw me, saw the weight loss, and very tactfully, he didn't say, "No, you lost weight," but he said, "You look great. You look so fit. What are you doing?" And I puffed out my chest very proudly, and I said, "Well, I'm walking 10,000 steps a day." And he said, "That's terrific, but," and he's a challenging exercise physiologist. He's one of those people that no matter what you tell him, he's going to say, "That's great, ... but." And then he went on to say, in order to maintain my weight loss and kind of at my fitness level, I probably needed to be going more like 5 miles a day, which for me, at my stride length, translates to about 12,000 steps. Yeah. Now, don't freak out. I'm not saying that you have to walk 12,000 steps, and I'm not saying you have to walk after every meal or that you have to walk hard. We're just kind of getting in the habit of moving after you eat. If you live in a place where it's not safe to walk at night, or the weather's prohibitive, or you don't have access to a good place to walk, treadmills work too. Walking up and down the stairs, walking around the house. There's all kinds of ways you can incorporate movement after a meal without necessarily putting on your shoes and going for a walk. But there is something to be said for getting outside. In the morning, you get the sun on your face, it wakes you up, it kind of signals the beginning of the day. At night, it has the opposite effect. It winds you down, it relaxes you. It signals the transition into evening. There's something very civilized about a walk after dinner. And I'm lucky enough to live in a mixed use area. And if I go out to dinner at one of the restaurants that's a few blocks away from the apartment where I live, I consider my walk back to the apartment, that's my evening walk. So give it a shot. I guarantee you that walking after meals is one of the greatest returns on investment of anything you can do in the fitness category. It just doesn't take that much, and it gives you back so many benefits. So this is the first tape in my 12-part series of Keeping It Off. 1 down, 11 to go, and the rest will be rolling out about a week at a time. Please subscribe. I hope you'll join me on this journey. Thanks a lot.